What is up everybody, Gifford here and welcome to another video. Today what we're going to do is talking about my options portfolio or my trading portfolio because I do buy stocks and options as well. So let's get right into it. So for those new to the channel, I have been doing trading for about 2 years now, although I haven't really taken it seriously. This year I've started to, which means trying to do a little bit more trades and also get money from the market on a weekly basis when I can. So if you're wondering what platform this is Interactive Brokers if you're interested in joining them, and you have a decent amount of money to start with, so you have to take this seriously. So you're going to need about $5,000 to $10,000 to start with. Ideally you want $20,000 with a broker like this, because this is a little bit more serious and a step up from something like Sharesies or Hatch. So when you start off, it is a bit complicated. Like, it is very intimidating what the screen in front of me here is. I know pretty much 85% of this, but even though I've been doing this for years, there's still little bits and pieces that I don't know. But I do, however, primarily use the phone. So they have a mobile app, and that's a lot easier to use, and I'm more comfortable with that. So I want to first address, why would I use a trading app, Interactive Brokers, if I've already got Sharesies? So we can see here that my Sharesies is at 27,000 and I've got a returns of 24.6%. And I started basically, I've had this for about 5 years, but if we click the chart here and we go back to 5 years, we can see that I basically started, the 17th of August 2020, so after the crash. Because after the 2020 crash, what I did do is I started putting money more into Hatch, and I only learned about Sharesies later on. As we can see, I only put a little bit of money here, but what I did is I wanted to get serious about investing into my Sharesies. So what I decided to do at the very start of 2023, so if we can have a look here, around about January, I've put about $2,000 in here, and I was down, so I was actually down 30%. And from here is when I got serious and sort of sorted out a plan. And well, we can't actually see, but if you go here, we'll say at 1 year, 2 years, 2 and a bit years, almost 3 years, we can see I've got 24% return. So the main reason I'm showing you this is because this 24%, while it looks great, is actually over 2 and a bit years. I think I can do better than this. So I decided to put my money where my mouth is and decided to trade using a trading account. And then after that, beat these returns here. So we can see that it's 5,666. So we'll just go with that. Let's just say 5,500. And it's a 24% return over that period of time. What we'll do is we'll have a look at my own trading account, and I'm going to show you some results. Now we're going to use the Excel or Google Sheets in this matter, because it's a lot easier for me to track it this way. The fancy statements that they produce, it's very difficult to read. I'm not that smart. I like to use Google Sheets or Excel and then just put it in there, each cell, work it out. How much money have I actually got? How much money have I made? How much money has my account gone up? All those other statements, all pretty fancy stuff to give to your accountant. Let them handle all the tax stuff. All you do is, well, in my case, all I do is I concentrate on the trades that I'm doing. So here is my results. This is showing you guys sort of the back of what's happening here. I don't usually show these to people, but anyway, today you're gonna see it. And from here, this was at the start of 2025. And we're up to week 33 now, and here is my results since I've been doing that. That's the money, dollars here, and here are the trades that I've been doing. So what I do is I keep a tally of the trades that I do, which is on the left hand side here. We're not going to look into that today, but the trades are over there just to see, just to make sure I'm adding up correctly. And this yes or no is just very basic, and that's really, did I earn 84 US dollars a week, or 150 New Zealand dollars for that week? And then if I did, and I made that profit, then it's a yes. If I didn't, then it's a no. And as you can see there's many yeses and there's also many no's. So yeah, and then overall what I do is I just sort of keep a tally if I'm up or down. Basically, this account here is what I'm versing Sharesies in, okay? So I think I can do a better job, and this is the way I'm, going to compete against them. So let's have a look at the results of what I've been up to. We can see here, instead of counting the yeses and the nos, what we're going to do is actually look at the monetary value. So it's pretty easy. I'm just going to drag this here from the start of week 1, 2025, all the way down, let's just say, because we've just finished week 33. And we can see here at the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see that. You might be able to, but that says 2,559. So let's just say, 2,500. And we also see that in Sharesies, when we come over here, It's also a return of 2,600, so a little bit more. Now, we don't need to do maths to figure out that I've done this in 33 weeks, and this Sharesies account was done in 2.5 years or 2.7 years. So we can see I've absolutely smashed it. And the difference here is that my interactive brokers is actually money that I've just put in. It's just a straight up, $20,000 investment or $24,000 investment that I've now grown. And if we, and the difference is actually, the bigger difference is that this amount is New Zealand dollars. So that return is New Zealand dollars, where this return here 2,500 is actually US. So let's go to my trustee AI. So let's go in here. So what's 2,500 US dollars to NZ dollars? And that's going to tell us, one moment. Here we go. You didn't actually see it because it was hidden by my camera, but yeah. So here it's 2,500 US dollars to NZ dollars. That's $4,200 this year that I've made, versus Sharesies that's taken me, a good part of 3 years, or 2.5 years. Okay. If you're wondering what this bit here is, I've got another video of it. It's me rebalancing my portfolio from dividends to growth while still having the ETFs. So the other thing that people want to ask is, where did I get my investing money for my trading account? And basically this is the proof here. As you can see, this is my Hatch account. I haven't been really doing much in a long time, but it's got $4,400. It's all into Tesla. So my remaining shares of Tesla, I used to have quite a lot, but I did sell out of them. And you can see here that my total return is 27,000. So you take the 27,000 away from this bad boy here, gives you about 20,000, and that's where I got my trading money from. I decided to use this money and put it into the trading money to go up against all my other accounts, because I thought, and I absolutely love stock market investing, different forms of it, dividends, ETFs, trading, options trading, trend trading, puts, calls, all that type of stuff, right? Growth stocks, defensive stocks, all this type of trading in the stock market. I love the numbers, so this is why I decided to do this, and understand that trading is actually really risky. So make sure you have your finances in order and know what you're doing, because this should be money that is not needed short term. So now that part's over, how do I actually do my trading? Well, what I do is that I have my portfolio balance there, and then I decide that I'm only going to risk 5% per trade. Then I have this preset template, which I haven't done any videos on this, but there's heaps of videos there on YouTube of how to set up this trading, understand it, and have a system. I'll talk to you about the system that I use, and I decided to just buy a system, have a look at it, because this particular system that I really like, when I was trading and I didn't know about this, it was about 60% of what I was already doing. I just didn't know the name of it. But this new system also adds AI elements to it as well. My stuff was kind of primitive, and I didn't really have a concrete, system, even though it was written down and a lot better than what other people were doing. I wanted to find a system that works really well, and I think I have found this one, but again, I'm just learning. We're going to see how this goes. I've only been doing it for, I'd say properly about 2 months, maybe 8 to 10 weeks. So I really think this is promising, and I think this is something that I'm going to go towards, but we're going to go see. Anyway, going back to the spreadsheet here, which the reason why I have this is because I put a trade on, and this makes sure that I stick to my plan. I write down the numbers that I'm going to do, and sort of stick to this 5% and don't go crazy like I used to by doing big YOLOs, putting 40% of my money into one stock, hoping it'll go up and not having an exit if something goes bad. So this one here tells me, well, let's just go over it anyway, right? So this, I don't like that stock. Let's go to here. Here's a new one, UNH. So it tells me that US dollars, I'm going to trade 5% of that. So that's $890. The stock price there, I bought it for, and it tells me how many shares I can buy. So out of that one there, I can buy 3 shares at 309. That's awesome. ATR, so I put the ATR in there. So that's average true range. That's just a bit of information, and that helps me sort of put towards my exit strategy of when I'm going to get out of stock if it does fall, because this particular type of strategy is called trend trading. And what I'm looking for is momentum in the stock, and as the stock price goes up, I want to be buying it. And these signals here that I use in the system tells me that the stock is likely to go up. It doesn't always work that way. That's how you get losses, when actually it doesn't predict it correct that it's not going to go up, but this is why you have exit signals. So continuing on, at half ATR, this is when I'll be exiting. So $5.65 from the $3.09 is when I'll be exiting. Then we've got the 1 ATR trailing and then the 2 ATR trailing. So we can see here I will set a stop loss of $297, the expected loss per share. So this is just calculations of how much money I'd actually lose if it goes backwards. So some of it is, what is this here? Total stop loss. So at the 10 EMA, I'd lose $114 if it went backwards. So again, this outlines what I'm going to be doing in the trade. Now let's go over to the dashboard because the video is starting to get a little long, but let me show you what this is. So the system is called Outlier. It's kind of got a weird name. See, it's OVTLYR, but this is what you buy it for. It is a subscription base, so you do have to pay, I think it's $300 US for this per year to access this, but it's got some really good information in it. And as you can see here, the general trend of the system, and I don't want to make a whole video, as the video is not about the system here, but it's just telling you, it does have buy and sell signals, but what this is telling you is how the market is doing. It's also got, you know, the SPY trend, the market breadth, as well as the sector breadth. Are people buying or selling in the market? And it's got all these indicators, but yeah, it's quite comprehensive. You know, when I saw the system, I had to give it a go. And because I was making money in the market from a little bit of knowledge that they had from this, then it was a no-brainer to give this a try, because it actually adds to, you know, my own plan, my own technique, and the way I see things, and this sort of confirms the trades that I do. And along with buying the system, you also get access to the TradingView script that they have there. So this is provided. Actually, you don't need to be in the system. You can get this here for free, I'm pretty sure, if you log into their Discord. But basically, it's the same thing as what you saw before, but this one is in SoFi. So you can see here it's trending up, and this is the daily chart. It's trending up. They've got all these support levels, and what it's saying here is this would be your exit. So the price of SoFi is $23.77. If it goes down, you would be exiting here at, what is that, $23.18. And then if it was to go up, there's one ATR and two ATR. That's when you sort of slide your stop losses or rolling stops a little bit up, so that if it does go up here and comes back down, you would actually exit with a gain and obviously make money on that, right? Or when it hits this, when the stock price goes up here and you have options in it, you can then roll your options. So that's more advanced, but basically I'm doing options. So as soon as it's hitting up here, I'm rolling them and hopefully it stays up. So the basic principle of this strategy here, what it's doing is that, see these moving averages? Basically, the software figures out, right, at what point when it hits this is it going to take off. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to ride these uptrends here, because when people are buying into it, then the stock price doesn't go down. Basically, that's it. It sounds pretty simple, and it sounds pretty stupid actually if you say it out loud, but it's just saying that the software is detecting a lot of buying, and this is what you're trying to capture. What it's trying to do is that it's trying to prevent you with these big losses as well. And that's why it's trading, because you're buying and selling when the market tells you. Okay, so if you're doing any of this, I highly recommend you get yourself an accountant if you're taking this seriously, because you're going to need to, just in case whatever happens into all this, whether you make money or lose money, right? You need to understand your financial situation when you are trading. So basically, as soon as the moving averages cross over, that is for you to sell, and this is how it protects you, by actually visually looking at the charts and seeing that, hey, it's going down, it's time to sell, and then catching these uptrends and hopefully trading those. Because, you know, if you do options and leverage this, probably about a 3 to 7% is good money. You start to make decent money at this. And if a stock basically goes up to 15 to 20%, you'll double your money that you put in. This is the sort of the outcome with options, and it's also risky as well. So it's just not all about gains. But yeah, and as I see here, you know, when you're trading, the stock price does go up and down, and hopefully you're using the software. Well, I'm going to be using the software to get some of this gains. So there is my results from my trading account. We didn't really need to do any fancy maths, because basically I have made more money, was it 4,200 over my Sharesies account, which is 2,600 in the space of 33 weeks versus what, 2.5 years of Sharesies. So it goes to show that, you know, either I'm either lucky or I just try really hard to be in the market. And trust me, I am not a professional. I'm just sharing what I'm doing here. And if you follow my journey since the last 5 years, you'll see that I'm trying all sorts of stuff most of the time. Sometimes when the market's terrible, I kind of disappear for a little while. I think I'm doing okay. Anyway, just to summarize, trading is risky, and you should have your own plan. You should have it all written down, have an Excel sheet like I do, and have some sort of trading systems, you know, whether they're written down, or yours or someone else's. Put them all together to be able to make a plan of your own. And of course, just having these plans doesn't mean it's going to guarantee you wins. Having these plans, just making sure if you are doing any mistakes that you try not to repeat them, just like in real life. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Hopefully you don't repeat them. And whether my luck of making $4,000+ in this trading is long term, well, hopefully I am, hopefully they're not, and I'm doing my best, which I am, to get a better trading strategy, to understand more and sort of understand the markets. So just know that I've got multiple portfolios in the market, as well as, this trading one. This trading one is only one of them, which I kind of gamble with. The rest is pretty safe because I want to be able to keep this money for retirement. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, list them down below and I'll get back to you. Feel free to use my referral codes, and if you are interested in interactive brokers, please use that referral code, and then hit me up over on Instagram, where I post every now and then. You can also ask me questions. If you're using my referral code and you've got some questions about interactive brokers, feel free to reach out, because I will be very helpful if you use that code of mine. And if you use that code, you get a little bit of money and I get some money back as well. So we both benefit from that. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're interested from someone who is investing from New Zealand in all types of investing. The trading platform I use is Interactive Brokers, Hatch Invest, Stake, and Sharesies for individual companies, and I use Investnow for index funds. If you want to start investing, you can use any of my referral codes down below to start your own investing journey if you are from New Zealand. The other videos I do is personal finance, a little bit of property investing, and also obviously my stock market videos. Thank you for watching, and feel free to watch this video here about my total stock market portfolio, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.